While researching for another video, I came across many indie animation, but one was forgotten by many. The animation gained over 88 million views, yet many cannot remember its name. Killer Bean! Before talking about Killer Bean, we have to mention the creator first, Jeff Liu. Now you might not know him, but you probably know the movies he worked on. X-Men, Transformers, Tron Legacy, he worked on all of those. Before Killer Bean existed, Liu created many short films and concepts, like Concussion, where, quote, "One man against all odds, defy an empire." An action-packed Jackie Chan-esque unfinished short film made in 1997, but 1 year ago, Liu created a short film, which is the genesis of all the years to come. Killer Bean! No, it's The Killer Bean! In a cube, a red bean sits strapped to the chair. It is obvious. This is an interrogation. A blue bean enter an interrogator. The red bean sit unfazed and even rage bait the blue bean before revealing himself.
Who are you? Bean. Jack Bean.
The Killer Bean, an infamous killer of bean, Blue Bean, shit himself and tried to no-clip through a wall, but a kind gentleman stopped him before he can hurt himself. Reinforcement arrived to beat Killer Bean to death, but Killer Bean used his captor gun to escape. A gunfight broke out. Killer Bean dodged and weaved his way out, and ended with him finishing off the last captor in the queue. A decent start to the series, but we would have to wait 4 more years for the next installment, the now coffee, The Killer Bean 2. At a party, dancing, twerking, and motorcycle trick, and the hardest song ever. At 4 AM, across the street, Killer Bean is trying to get some sleep, but the song goes too hard. So Killer Bean called DJ Bean, telling him to turn down the music, but DJ Bean antagonized Killer Bean, and Killer Bean was successfully rage baited. Killer Bean grabbed his gun and do some kung fu move and take a blessing from heaven before jumping down his perfectly placed car and crashing the party, and a bean who wasn't previously there, said Killer Bean before ramming the boombox DJ stand. But it's too late, as DJ Bean has escaped with the CD before the gunfight happened. The Giga Chad motorcycle bean, riding completely unfazed by the fire, crashed into Killer Bean's car. Boom 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 boom. Also this dance. As DJ Bean escaped to the top, Killer Bean follows him. Nowhere else to go, so they had a standoff. Well, as much as a standoff with Killer Bean will go, Killer Bean and DJ Bean bullet collided mid-air, and Killer Bean matrix dodged the follow-up and killed DJ Bean before destroying the CD and going back to sleep. And that's the end of The Killer Bean 2, only being 4 years apart. Killer Bean 2 have major improvement all around. The animation, the characters, the sound design, the music, the voice acting are all leagues ahead of Killer Bean 1. But it's kinda mid, don't get me wrong, it's good, but not as amazing as later installment. I think the biggest problem of Killer Bean 2 is the continuity and the stormtrooper aim. Like, where does this gas tank came from? And
what are you aiming at? What are you aiming at?
Which will probably get fixed in future installment, maybe. One more thing, the footage you're seeing right now is not Killer Bean 2. but instead Killer Bean 2.1, which for the look of it, just a higher resolution and better texture and minor changes here and there. Now for the next installment, the one that makes everyone know the name, Killer Bean. Killer Bean 3, also known as Killer Bean Forever. Wait, not that Killer Bean Forever? This Killer Bean Forever. Ah yes, the forgotten one. Killer Bean 3, created in sometime between 2001 and 2002, was a remake of Killer Bean 1 and was supposed to release in 2002 before it got delayed indefinitely. The film was supposed to have a runtime of 10 minutes, later extending the time to 45 minutes, and had the idea of selling it on DVD, but the idea of the project being a short film was scrapped, and Jeff Liu decided to do a full 90-minute movie instead, which resulted in the actual Killer Bean Forever we know today. The actual Killer Bean Forever! Killer Bean Forever started the same as Killer Bean 2. Dancers, Killer Bean crashing the party, but instead of DJ Bean escaping to the rooftop, he does the "Do you know who I am?" move, but Killer Bean knew who he was. Cut to the intro. Cut back to the warehouse. A detective arrived. Detective Cromwell. He and this other police officer investigate the scene of the violence. A bullet caught the detective's attention. Bro, Killer Bean wrote his name in the casing. Whatever. Suddenly, this grey SUV pull up and, like a typical American police response, Cromwell shoot the SUV and a bean come out. A bean Cromwell seems to know. Vacant. And that's his warehouse who got shot up. Before anything can start up again, Cromwell breaks things up because Cromwell is looking for a bigger fish, Cappuccino, DJ Bean's uncle, and let Fagin go after letting him know who is responsible. And that's just only 10 minutes and the script is getting long, so just gonna have to watch it yourself. But Killer Bean Forever, without a doubt, is the most action-packed, deep and funny installment in the series, with well choreographed fights like the Jet Bean and Killer Bean fight, criminal conspiracy with all the Shadow Bean and the Shadow Agency stuff, and more funny than some other indie show, especially Cappuccino's death. Despite being uploaded to YouTube in 2018, Killer Bean Forever was actually released back in 2009 to little success, but after it was uploaded to YouTube, the series blows up with now 88 million views that Killer Bean Forever has. And Killer Bean Forever also spawned many memes such as the "Die from Cringe" meme. Unfortunately, this is the apotheosis of the franchise. It's all downhill from here. 2 years later, riding off the hype of Killer Bean Forever, Jeff Liu released The Return of Killer Bean, a 5-minute short, acting more as a episode 0 of the series, or a pie stabbing and shooting the mercenaries that stole his car. With the lighting, the sound design, the animation have improved since Killer Bean Forever. This is looking to be very promising. And only 4 months later, where we get the episode 1 of the Killer Bean series. And it's such a downgrade. The series started off immediately after the end of Killer Bean Forever, where Killer Bean goes to find another former Shadow Bean, Chrysler. Or more critical, this typical super smart tech guy who unleashed a swarm of drones against Killer Bean as he pushed forward into Chrysler hideout. And after doing so, Chrysler revealed his agenda against the Shadow Agency and teaming up and giving Killer Bean an AI floating bot. Now this is just 11 minutes of the episode. What about the rest? It's just this scene. Eight minutes of some gang members talking. What does this scene provide? I mean, there is a reason why most people skip this scene. And this scene represents the entire Killer Bean series. Boring pacing, dull, soulless voice acting, and the worst dialogue I have ever seen in my entire life. And episode 2 doesn't fix these problems. The pacing? Still shit. The new Shadow Bean? At least the sniper was okay, but Ramirez was shit. an angry hothead who talks like this.
You know how long it takes for the cops to show up at your house? I got something much faster.
What the? No!
Thanks a lot, Maximilian Musk. But at least we still have the same quality of action as Killer Bean Forever. Brief, but still action. Episode 2 ended with a cliffhanger of the sniper shooting Killer Bean. A cliffhanger that will never be resolved. As for the series has been cancelled. The reason for the cancellation being a Hindi channel false copyright strike. But Killer Bean story isn't finished yet as a Killer Bean game is being made. 6 years, multiple delay and pushback. The Killer Bean game finally came out, and I don't like it. The game is a roguelike shooter set on a remote, lawless island, and features a campaign mode with 9 missions. And I have played through the entire campaign, and I know it's in early access and everything, but the thing that Killer Bean franchise had done so well in the past is action. And I was sad to see the gunplay of this game is mediocre at best. Not even counting the various bugs, crashes, optimization problem, replayability. This game is looking to be another failed project at reviving the hype it used to have. But not all hope is lost, as the game is still receiving updates, overhaul, patches, bug fix, hotfix, and devlog. We all know this is Lu's first ever game, and it has potential, but as of right now, I don't want to play the game ever again. And that's it, all of Killer Bean since 1996 to 2026. 30 years of Killer Bean. Okay, bye.